Welcome back to Good Day. Metro Sheriff Joe Lombardo joining us once again for our Morning Cup of Joe segment. Thanks for joining us. So school started a little more than a week ago. Last year, unfortunately, we had a lot of issues with guns and other weapons that were confiscated on campus. Talk about the discussions that Metro had with CCSD police to try and craft a plan to deal with guns on campus.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject. It's unfortunate, the experience we had last year. Hopefully it doesn't happen this year. You know, I think part of it is because of lack of resources, and it has nothing detrimental or derogatory to say about the school police. I think they're very professional and they do a good job. It's just, you know, resources. It's resource driven, and as a result of that, we've partnered up with them, a more robust partnership than we've had in years past. So all during the summer months when school was out, we paired up our officers with the school police officers to have an understanding of the campuses, you know, the exits and ingress, egress, anything you can imagine during a critical incident situation. And so in conversation with the school district, they're going to step up their K-9 program in order to do sniffs of lockers, determine if there's guns. The intelligence arm where we receive information, you know, Safe Voice is done through the school district, but we also have the Fusion Center process where people call in. So that communication back and forth is going to be a lot more robust. And we're going to do everything we can to assist them and being proactive versus reactive in that space.
Excellent. Yeah. Something needs to be done, to be sure. So at the beginning of the summer, Metro launched a campaign, the Don't Be a Killer, Stay Safe, dealing with drunk driving and trying to cut down on how much of it there is around the valley. We've heard some stories, of course, that were part of the campaign. What's been the impact so far to what you guys have been putting out there? Yeah,
that was a campaign that I was a little nervous about. You know, we're having family members talk about. Yeah, and I didn't know how the public would perceive it, but it's been very positive. Our Facebook page at Metro has been very active as a result of that campaign. But the important piece on it is we want to make sure we're hitting the right audience and ensuring people are understanding the evils of drunk driving. I mean, it's amazing in today's age we still have these conversations, but it's a big number associated with our fatalities, traffic fatalities here in the Valley. This year to date, we've had 22 as a result of being under the influence. So we got to do everything we can possibly do to educate the public and let them know the evils associated with that type of action. So we're doing everything we can, thinking outside the box, you know, to maybe get a person to think twice about getting behind the wheel of a car, and you know, and all the resources available today with taxis and Lyft and Uber, there's no excuse. No, of course absolutely no excuse.
And sometimes it's that raw, direct, first-person account that can really, hopefully, get to people who are seeing that campaign. Yeah, well, Sheriff, thanks for joining us this morning. Of course, if you have a question for Sheriff Lombardo, you can go to 8newsnow.com, look for the link on the right side of the page, and you can find out if your question is answered every Wednesday.